Hey everyone, Sarah Linton here with Baird & Warner. I am going to help you understand the contract so you can buy that dream home of yours. So, contracts in Chicago, we have two that we use widely. It is the car contract or the 6.1. I prefer the 6.1. I think it's more buyer friendly, so we'll go over that today. It is a long one. But we're just going to do high level, so we're not going to go through the 13 pages, lucky you. About the contract, buyers, what they want to know about money, and if things go wrong, how can they get out of the contract. So high level money, of course, this is where you're going to write down the purchase price. It is a large number, but you've already researched it, and it is going on paper, so feel good about the purchase price. Second thing about money is earnest money. I feel like a lot of people may not know this, but earnest money is part of your down payment, and it's actually, I call it good faith money. So the seller is taking a chance on you as the buyer, and they want you to actually buy their home, so you need to show them a little good faith that you are serious about calling it home. 2 installments of earnest money. First installment is right after we go under contract. So $1,000 is usually the check, so obviously it needs to be fluid funds. And then the second earnest money installment is right after attorney review, meaning the inspection has cleared and all the items are good to go. So 2 checks, and it's a part of your down payment. That's earnest money. Moving on along, you can ask for a seller's closing costs credit. So if you don't have a lot of funds to put down and you're really tight on money, you can always ask for a seller to chip in on your closing costs, because closing costs usually run about 2.5% of purchase price on average. Other than that, the big money item, of course, lending. Most people today do buy a house with a loan. So this is the part of the contract where the seller can see how much putting down and what the interest rate cap is. So, and also if you're going to get a 15 or a 30-year loan. This really protects you as the buyer, because if interest rates spike overnight, let's say they're 4.5% today when you're writing the contract, but tomorrow when the contract's actually signed, it's 7%, or even later down the road, 30 days, it's 7%. That is a huge difference in your monthly payment. You probably can't afford that home anymore. So you can actually back out of the deal because you put a nice ceiling up there, maybe 4.5%, maybe 4.7% as the interest rate cap. So you're protected by that cap, and you can walk out of the deal and get your earnest money back. So another thing, how to get out of the deal, obviously the inspection. This is a big item. We're just gonna call the inspector as soon as we go under contract, so we can have a qualified inspector come to the property and tell us basically if you're buying a lemon, what major items are wrong with the home, what can they find out that is not going to surprise us whenever we have a $10,000 bill perhaps for a foundation issue, or the roof is leaking through properties and it's even trickled down your unit. So we're just going to try and mitigate those losses and have the inspector come through. Of course, it's not always guaranteed, but it is a layer of protection going through the contract. So inspections, 3 options once we get the inspection report. We can ask the seller for the credit. So if we want to actually repair the items ourselves, we ask for the credit. We can ask the seller to take care of the problem so we aren't bothered by it, or we can simply walk away from the deal. So that is the inspection contingency. We already covered the mortgage contingency. And then lastly, I just want to highlight home sale contingency. If you have a home already, let's say you have a 2-bedroom but you want to buy a 3-bedroom, you need the proceeds from the sale of the 2-bedroom to buy the 3-bedroom. But what if your buyer backs out of that 2-bedroom purchase? Are you stuck buying that 3-bedroom home with no money? No, absolutely not. That's why you have the home sale contingency. So those are very high-level items for the contract today. Obviously, reach out to me with any questions you have. And of course, if you're writing a contract, I should be by your side anyways. So Sarah Linton, Baird & Warner Real Estate. Happy house hunting out there.